Lodging Gang. I appreciate y'all sliding through. If you're new here, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you ain't new here, you ain't subscribed yet, do what I just said. Hit that like button and hit that damn subscribe button before I pull up on you. Now, we are in a different setting today, obviously. We're in my room today. We're not in my car. Just got back from the gym. It was a long, good little workout session. We're gonna be reviewing Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm gonna keep this quick and simple because I already did a review for this a couple weeks ago, but it got taken down by YouTube. It got flagged with a copyright. So I'm gonna keep this short and simple. I ain't about to go through the whole entire movie. I'm just gonna talk about what I liked and what I disliked. All right, so let's get right into it. I don't wanna waste more time. I'm tired. I wanna go to bed. Got a big day tomorrow. All right, so this is what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about the dislikes first. All right. By the way, this is spoilers too. So if you haven't seen Deadpool and Wolverine yet, and you don't want to hear any spoilers, what are you doing here? Get out of here. Or if you don't care and you just want to just hear about what happened in the movie, welcome. If you have seen it and you want to listen to what I'm talking about, welcome again. But anyway, we're gonna get into the dislikes. Like I said, I only got 4 dislikes about this movie. Number 1, anchor beings. I don't know why they did this. I think this is a silly concept. It's basically saying if the fate of the whole entire universe relies on one being surviving. So if that one being dies, then I guess like the whole entire universe is gonna erode away, right? The other dislike I got is the X-Men timeline in this movie. This isn't really Deadpool and Wolverine's fault. The X-Men timeline has always been fucked anyway. So I mean, I don't know what movie is in a consecutive, cohesive, timeline. Everything jumps around and shit, and they got different actors for everything. So I don't know what is the cohesive timeline. But they're saying in this movie that the reason why Logan or Deadpool's universe is dying is because Logan died. But in the events of this movie, Deadpool and Wolverine is happening in 2024. Logan doesn't die until 2029. So why does Paradox come to Deadpool talking about his universe is dying when Logan hasn't even died yet? I don't know. That's one of the plot holes in this movie that they need to fix. The third one is I wish we would have got some more X-Men cameos. I was really hoping to see Halle Berry's Storm or James Marsden's Cyclops. I wanted to see Beast, played by Kelsey Grammer, but we didn't get none of that. Wolverine mentions him in the movie a couple times. He alludes to his past. We'll talk about that later on. That's actually my last dislike, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But he mentioned the X-Men a couple times. I thought we were going to get some type of cameos or something, but we didn't. We'll probably get that stuff in Secret Wars, stuff like that. And that brings me to my next point. Wolverine's past in this movie. They talk about it, but they don't show it. I wish they would have showed us, gave us some type of scenes in the movie of what happened to them and how they died, because they said the humans came to the X-Mansion and killed them all. I mean, what they have, like Sentinels or something? I get they didn't put this shit in the movie because of budgetary purposes, but it still would have been cool to see some type of like snippets or flashbacks or something. But I'm really still satisfied with what we got, honestly. But that's pretty much it for my dislikes. I only have 4, like I said, so that's really about it. Everything else I did like. So we're gonna get right into the likes now. Deadpool dancing to NSYNC in the opening scene. I think that's one of the greatest opening scenes to a superhero movie. It's one of them at least. It ain't like it might be, what, top 10 or something like that. I don't know if it's in the top 5. Actually, it might actually be top 5, because that shit was funny, and it was like entertaining as hell the whole entire time he was dancing. We get to see, Chris Evans back as Johnny Storm. I know some people were probably, when they heard Chris Evans' voice, they're probably like, oh my God, it's Captain America. But, if you like me and you a gangster out here in these streets, you would have heard about the rumors of Chris Evans coming back as Human Torch, so you weren't really surprised by that one. That was the only cameo I wasn't really surprised about. I knew that was going to happen because Ryan Reynolds and Chris Evans are really good friends, and Chris Evans cameoed in Ryan Reynolds' last movie with called Free Guy or whatever. So I knew this was gonna happen. But it was kind of shitty to see Johnny Storm get skinned alive like that because Deadpool was out here talking his shit, wouldn't stop running his trap. Cassandra Nova skinned him alive. That's another thing I like about this movie. Cassandra Nova was pretty good, even though she didn't get that much screen time. But I still liked her as a villain. What else? I think the Wolverine cameos. I really like the Wolverine cameos. We got to see Wolverine in the brown and yellow suit. That's my favorite suit. I wish they would have used that suit in this movie. But I get it, this is Hugh Jackman first stepping into his role, or stepping into the costume for the first time. So I get it. They want to use the original iconic, yellow and blue suit. That was his first suit that he started out with. But the yellow and brown, that holds a special place in my heart. I think it's the yellow and brown is my favorite, and then it's the yellow and blue, and then it's the black. No, actually, I take that back. It's the yellow and brown, then it's the X-Force suit, and then it's the yellow and blue. Those are my 3 favorite Wolverine suits. Yeah, all these Wolverine cameos that we get, it's like somebody took the comic page and like spit that shit right on the silver screen. Like for real, that shit was every like snapshot we get of Wolverine is straight out of the comic book panel, and I loved every second of it. Especially seeing the crucified Wolverine. That shit was hard. If you know the storyline of that, it's messed up. That Wolverine is tortured bad. Wolverine's always lived like a really painful life. His whole entire life was always painful and filled with mayhem and pandemonium. We get to see Patch. I thought Patch was gonna be played by Daniel Radcliffe because several months ago there was a rumor about him possibly cameoing in this movie. People always wanted Daniel Radcliffe to play Wolverine just because of his height. Because if you know in the comics, Wolverine is actually short. That's another thing too. We get to see the short Wolverine in here. I know a lot of people are probably glad that we never got a short Wolverine in live action because that shit kind of looked goofy on screen. It looks better in the comic books. It don't fit on screen like that. Hugh Jackman is Wolverine, but like I was saying, Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter was supposedly supposed to cameo in this movie, but he didn't. We got Hugh Jackman as Patch, which I'm fine with. That's cool. We got the Cavalry. That shit was hard. I heard about this a few months ago. I didn't know if it was true or not. I heard about Henry Cavill cameoing in this movie. I didn't think he'd do it, but he did. Deadpool had a line in this movie. He was like, "We'll treat you better than those shit fucks down the street." He's talking about DC treating Henry Cavill like shit, because they did. They treated Henry Cavill bad. If you know the story behind that, how he was waiting around this whole entire time to play Superman again, then he gets a chance to cameo in Black Adam. They tell him he's coming back and shit, and then out of nowhere, they tell him the next day that he's fired. He can't even play Superman no more. I would have been pissed. I know he was. I know he was mad as hell. But that was cool. I know some people are probably wondering about if Henry Cavill will play Wolverine going forward in the MCU after Secret Wars and Doomsday and shit, because they're rebooting Marvel after these next 2 Avengers movies, so we're gonna get a whole new line of superheroes, whole new actors playing these superheroes, so get ready for that after Avengers, Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Who I think should play Wolverine is Taron Egerton. I think he'd make a great Wolverine. I'm rooting for him to play Wolverine in the reboot after the next 2 Avengers movies. Moving past that, we got to see we see Deadpool and Wolverine in their first fight. That fight was dope. We got it was cool seeing Wolverine run around on all fours like an animal and his little Berserker Rage stuff. We haven't really got to see a Berserker Rage Hugh Jackman Wolverine. The only Berserker Rage moment that I've seen of him that I can remember off the top of my head is the X-24 that was in Logan. He was like in like a Berserker stage the whole entire movie, and then at the end of Logan, when he's running through the woods and he takes that shot in his neck trying to save X-23 and shit, he goes into his little Berserker Rage moment. Those are the only 2 moments I remember. Oh, and X-Men Apocalypse when he came out, when he woke up out of that chamber. I think I like the second fight better though, when he was fighting in the Honda Odyssey. and Wolverine was, before they fought, Wolverine was going at Deadpool's neck. He was like, man, you are a fucking clown. You ain't shit. He said the Avengers and the X-Men couldn't take you. You know, and they'll accept anybody. He said you couldn't even save a relationship with a damn stripper. I was like, oh shit, damn. Shut Deadpool up. And Deadpool was like, you know what, bitch, I'm gonna fight you now. Boom, punched her right in his lip, or in his nose, made his nose bleed. That was funny. I think that's my second favorite fight in this movie. And that's another thing I want to get to. Sometimes Deadpool, he can get to the point where he just like, it gets a little like, all right, it's funny, like he talks too much. He's the merc with the mouth. It gets to the point where he's a little bit, I wouldn't say overbearing, but Wolverine comes at the perfect time and shuts him up just before it turns out to be a little bit too much of Deadpool talking. So I like that whole dynamic, because, you know, if Wolverine wasn't there, Deadpool would just keep going and just keep going. It wouldn't shut the hell up. So he's still funny, but you know what I mean. After that second fight, we get to see our X-23. She finds him in the car after they've been sleeping shit. Deadpool's all wrapped up in seatbelts and whatnot, and Wolverine got his whole sleeve torn off. They must have been fighting there I think they were fighting there for the whole entire night, if I remember correctly. But when she takes him to their hideout, we get to see Elektra, we see Blade, and we see Gambit. It's good seeing, you know, Jennifer Gardner back as Elektra. I guess I didn't really care for her character as much, so I guess it was cool to see her back. You know, I guess she's a legacy character. Get to see Blade. Get to see Wesley Snipes back as Blade. That was cool. He's a little bit older, a little bit more frail, but it's fine. You know, I think Wesley's like 62. He had a joke in the movie. It was like, "There's only gonna be one Blade but me." The reason why he said that is because Marvel's supposed to be making a Blade movie, and this shit was supposed to come out last year, but it hasn't. They've been talking about making this thing for the last 5 years, you know, and they cast Mahershala Ali to play Blade. Still ain't fucking made that shit yet. I'm not even excited anymore. Just don't even do it. And then Mahershala Ali is getting too old for this shit. He's like, what? He's gonna be aged out of the role. He's gonna be like 50, 56 when the movie comes out. He's already like 52. So I mean, hey, just don't even do it. I don't even care anymore. Just don't do it. But yeah, we see Channing Tatum as Gabe, or Channing Tatum as Gabe. Channing Tatum as Gambit. If you don't know, Channing Tatum was supposed to play Gambit back, I think, back when Days of Future Past came out. You know, they brought all the actors out on stage and whatnot back when that movie came out, and they was this is when Fox was trying to do their little MCU. You know, with all the X-Men, Fantastic Four characters and whatnot, had all the rights to the characters they had. They tried to do their little MCU and whatnot, but it didn't work out. Channing Tatum never got his own movie, so that's why he's in this movie right now. And after that, after they meet up with all the Fox characters and stuff, they go back to Cassandra's place, and they fight. Had a decent little fight. See everybody use their powers and whatnot. Deadpool and Wolverine, they end up getting back to Earth 10,005. If you don't know, that's where Deadpool comes from. All the X-Men, they come from Earth 10,005, and the MCU Earth is Earth 616. Originally, it was Earth 19999, but Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel, tried to say that this Earth is 616. No, nigga, it's Earth 1999. But I'm just gonna say 616. That's what they call it in this movie. But yeah, Deadpool and Wolverine go back to 10,005. Cassandra, she ends up following him and shit because the dude Pyro, he out here snitching and shit, reneging on his deal with Paradox. And that's when Cassandra comes through, and she grabs Paradox by the back of his head, you know, digging all through his skull and shit. And that's another thing too. That really bothered me in this movie. Her fingers are long as hell. If I was Paradox, I'd been pissed. I'm like, bitch, you probably just got done digging in your booty and shit, and you gonna rub your fingers all through my cranium. I've been pissed. After Cassandra takes Homeboy down in the subway station to destroy that time ripper thing, you get to see the Deadpool core. You know, it's pretty cool seeing everybody walk through. We saw Lady Deadpool. She's played by Blake Lively, which is Ryan Reynolds' wife. Originally, everybody was trying to say it was Taylor Swift. Thank God it wasn't fucking Taylor Swift. I'm glad it was Blake Lively. It makes more sense. That's Ryan Reynolds' wife. Why wouldn't you do that? We see Deadpool. Deadpool is played by Nathan Fillion. We see Cowboy Deadpool, and he's played by Matthew McConaughey. And this is when we get to the part where we see, Wolverine put on his mask. And that, I loved every second of it. It was cool seeing Hugh Jackman wear his mask. I didn't think it looked right the first time I saw it, 'cause I've seen this movie twice. I didn't think it looked right. But after my second time seeing it, I noticed some details I didn't see before. His eyes are moving like Deadpool, which is cool. And that's why I think they could definitely do a Batman with white eyes. I don't know why they haven't done that yet. I guess because they think it's gonna look stupid. But this movie proves that you can do that shit. So James Gunn, if you're paying attention, whoever's directing the Batman Brave and the Bold, you can do Batman with white eyes. It's possible. It'll look good. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We didn't really get that much. We didn't get no cameos, but I really like Cassandra Nova as a villain. She was pretty cool. She was trying to use that time ripper thing to, pull apart the whole entire multiverse so she can put everybody in the void and rule over it and shit. It would have been her little domain or whatnot. But obviously that didn't happen. And Deadpool and Wolverine go down to the Time Ripper and they destroy it, and she turns into paste all over the place, all over the room and shit. And at the end of this movie, they're basically saying that Deadpool and Wolverine gonna come back to the MCU somehow, because we're in the multiverse saga. They had a joke in this movie talking about how Hugh Jackman's gonna be playing Wolverine until he's 90, and at this point, I think it's pretty much true. Dude's been doing this for about 25 years now. You think about it, that's crazy. He's been playing Wolverine about damn near all my life. But yeah, y'all, that's pretty much it. Like I said, this is my reviews, my spoiler review. That's my thoughts on the movie. I really liked it. I'm not gonna sit here and break down the whole entire story for you. You can go watch it yourself and let me know down in the comment section what you think about it. Like I said before, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share the video. If you ain't new here, hit that like button, subscribe, and share the video. I'll be posting more videos. I'm gonna be doing some reactions here pretty soon to Roast Me. If you ain't never seen Roast Me, don't watch it yet. Just wait till I do a reaction and we can watch it together. I plan on posting a review of The Crow that just came out recently, so stand by for that. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I appreciate y'all coming through again. If you want to be a part of the Majin Gang, hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna be one of those YouTubers and ask you multiple times to hit that subscribe button. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see y'all later. Peace.